Hello children, today we are going to do report writing. Report writing is one of the compulsory question of writing skills. It carries 10 marks. Children, what is a report? A report is a written account of something that has observed, heard, done or investigated. You cannot report about something which you have not seen, which you have not heard about. It is a systematic and well-organized presentation of facts and findings of an event that has already taken place sometime in the recent past. So reporting is what? Speaking, telling, and you can tell anything which you have seen, which you have observed. So reports are used as a form of written assessment to find out what you have learned from your reading, research, or experience. It is meant to be published in newspaper or magazine. Children, report writing is of 10 marks. The question for report is supposed to be answered within the prescribed limit of 150 to 200 words. Talking about marks, it comes as a 10-mark question. Format 1 mark. Under format comes the heading and byline. Byline means by whom it is written, the name of the writer. Content, 4 marks. Content is the subject matter and expression carries 5 marks. Under expression, grammatical accuracy, appropriate words and spellings contain 2.5 and coherence and relevance of the ideas and style 2.5. This is the marks distribution. Types of report. Generally, there are two types of report, newspaper report and magazine report. Newspaper report is the one which is published in a newspaper, which reports for accidents or events. Like every day, you hear news on television, how it talks about the accidents, the incidents, the robbery. So these come in newspaper. It has a typical special format. Whereas since childhood, you must have been told to write report for whatever happens in school. So magazine report is generally written for school magazine for some school-based event like annual function, special assembly, any type of seminar or any other event. A good report must have a good introduction, complete reporting and a proper conclusion. Children, there are certain points to remember before you write a report. Usually, reports are written in past tense and third person. You cannot involve yourself until you are told to write your personal experience, which comes under factual description. For report, you have to write in third person and past tense. You don't have to involve yourself and past tense because the action has already taken place in the past. Write in third person form and avoid using pronouns like I, me, or you. Avoid imposing your personal opinion and do not make any conclusion. So you have to show that you were present there, but you have to look through the eyes of everybody present over there. So you cannot add any personal opinion to it. You have to write in general. The use of passive voice and indirect speech is preferably suggested. So where we use passive voice, children? When the action is more important in any event, we use passive voice. When the doer is important, it is active voice. When the action is important, it is passive voice. So when we discuss about any event or incident, it's obviously who did that is less important and how it was done, what was done, that is more important. So passive voice is suggested. It is very important to follow a proper report writing format. Be concise, to the point, and give only the relevant details and leave out unnecessary elaborations. Now, format of report. In any of the report writing, there should be a heading, be it newspaper report, be it magazine report. Then byline, name of the reporter, opening paragraph. Usually there are 3 paragraphs, opening paragraph, then details in second paragraph, and last conclusive paragraph. Be factual and do not add any information on your own that may seem fictitious. Avoid imposing your personal opinions and do not make any conclusions. It can either be a summary of the whole situation, a conclusion, condemnation, appeal, or warning. Now, let us discuss school magazine report. There's a special format for it, that is heading. Heading comes on the top in the center of the page, which describes the contents of the report. Heading should not be in one word. It should be a phrase which should tell what are you going to write. Then comes byline, name of the person who is writing the report. Usually, this name is given in the question. If not given, do not write your own details. Write ABC. And then you can also write class. The opening paragraph is the introduction. It may include the 5 WH, namely what, why, when, where, how, along with who. Like in first paragraph, we write who organized, what organized, when organized, where organized, who was the chief guest, who were the audience, chief guest was given floral welcome, then his speech or any kind of event, and the kind of event in brief. That is the introduction of the magazine report. Then comes the second paragraph. Children's second paragraph is the account of the event in detail. Now, what you have written in small, in only the name, now you have to elaborate it in detail. The proper sequence of events that occurred along with their description. It is the main paragraph and can be split into 2 short paragraphs if required. It can be described in all 3 tenses. What did the speaker speak, or the theme of the event? Suppose it is annual function. So you have to write what kind of event it was, a stage show, or whether it was a ground show, which classes participated, what kind of programs were there, cultural show or sports events, what were the rules. If it was a seminar, you have to write about the speaker, what did he tell, and in that case, you can write like he told this, that will be in past tense. Then he also said that if it is to be done, if children do this, comes in present tense, and in future tense. This mixture of 3 tenses, what did the speaker say, can come in second paragraph. Then comes the concluding paragraph. That is, this will include the description of how the event ended. It may include quote, experts from the chief guest's speech, or how did the event wind up, vote of thanks, principal's stand on the event, promises made by the children, like what were the promises children promised that they would follow. If it is about yoga and pranayama, the children promise that they will be practicing yoga every now and then. Then how did the audience were happy? It was how were the audience happy? It was a wonderful and successful show. So this way you can conclude with vote of thanks. Now comes the newspaper report. In newspaper report, the format is In newspaper, the way you see. Headline. The headline here, again, it will be in the center, but it has to be brief, very brief, only the headline of the news, the way you hear every day. A descriptive title which is expressive of the contents of the report. Then byline, the name of the reporter. If given, you can write the name. If not given, you can write correspondent and name of the newspaper, like Times of India, correspondent Hindustan Times, correspondent The Hindu, like that. Then in the next line, you start with place and date of reporting. You must have seen in newspaper, New Delhi, 15th July. So it comes in one line. In news school magazine report, what did you see? All the details come in paragraph form. But here, the details come in one line. And then again, it includes the opening line, the expansion of the headline. It needs to be short as it is a general overview of the report. What happened in detail, what happened, when happened, where happened, how happened, and it was whose fault. It is the brief introduction of the event or incident or the accident. Second paragraph talks about how in detail, if there was any loss of life and property, according to eyewitness, what did the people say, those who were present there, then how the first aid was provided, local people's help, police's help, government stand on account of the event in detail. It is generally written in two parts. First, complete account of what happened in its chronological sequence, and second, the witnesses' remarks. Any compensation assured, how did police take the victims to the hospital, the condition of the victim. So all these have to be added in second paragraph. And third paragraph, this will include the action that has been taken so far or that will be taken. It is the last paragraph describes the action carried out by the police and the future course of action that will be taken. Like it was like the police is probing into the matter, the culprit is absconding, the investigation is going on. So such kind of lines can be added. So here, let's see how to attempt a report. Here are a few valuable tips for you to attempt report writing question in better way. Make sure you use language which is suitable for audience you are addressing to. If you are writing for small children, school magazine, the language should be everyday what you see in school. If you're writing for newspaper, you have to write language like newspaper. For missing, you can use the word absconding, victim, confiscated. So there are certain words. The vocabulary should be according to the report. Usage of complex vocabulary for addressing children is not advisable. Make sure you write in paragraphs. Read as many samples as you can. It will give you an idea as to how they are actually written. Next, and the most important point is read the question at least twice and highlight the important information. It is very important to understand the question and read between the lines. Children, just for confusion, sometimes you are given newspaper report sort of question to be written in school magazine, and sometimes given school magazine topic to be written in newspaper. In that case, the style will remain the same, only the format will change. And at last, let me discuss the factual description. Factual description is very easy, as the name suggests. It is a fact about something which you write. And this factual description has to be written in first person I. Factual or process description refers to the narrative describing a place, process, person, or an object. The information is to be provided in sequential order. The description should be vivid and interesting to avoid monotony. Points to remember: provide a suitable title. Byline is optional. If you want to write your name, if it's given, well and good. If it's not given, you don't need to write. It can be written in first person I. Give the description in a logical order. Keep the language simple. Split up the task into minimum 2 paragraphs. One should be the what your eyes could see, the minutest detail, every minute detail which your eyes could see should be described. Always conclude by giving your personal impression. Use suitable connectors such as first, then, after that, finally, etc. Again, here the prescribed word limit is 200. Some of the common topics that could be included in factual description with the required details to be provided are listed out below. You have to describe a place or a building. Children, such kind of questions do not come every year in board. Factual description has come very few times, but still it has come in the boards. So we cannot omit it. But it is very easy if you try to attempt this question. Place or a building, name, location, shape or dimension, color, design, number of stories, the use of the building, sites, type of people who visit there, history, importance, atmosphere, parking, availability, your personal impressions about the place, any other relevant details. Person. If you are told to write about any person, name, relationship with you, social status, profession, physical appearance, characteristics of the person, other opinion about the person, any other relevant detail. Object or thing. When you write the name, make, shape, model of year or manufacture, dimensions, capacity, detail of operating, cost, availability, and other relevant details. Visit or travel. When you have to write about a visit to a particular place, you have to write the place, date, occasion for visit, places visited, number of people in the group, description of the place, atmosphere, details of natural beauty, interesting encounters, etc. So, children, when you are given to write report writing, please be very careful how to write report. Follow all the format given. Thank you.